Hi, I'm David Hodder and this is Mayhem Paintball. Today we're going to be reviewing the new Maxed Rail from Die Precision. Comes in their normal gun box, which is quite a good gun box to be fair. Open it up. Cool, we have the marker itself. The particular one we're doing is black with green parts. It's pretty cool. In the box you get a manual, warranty card, barrel sock, an O-ring kit, which are colour coded O-rings on the on pretty much all the die guns now I think. 9-volt battery, two-piece barrel. Standard one only comes with a single piece barrel, full Allen key set and a set of lube. So first impressions on the marker, you've got the new on-off, which is the same as the NT. Locking feed neck on the top, aluminium locking feed neck. And I think that's a different rig. I think that's a Hyper 3 rig on the bottom. No battery in there, which is why it comes with a 9-volt. So I've loaded the battery in the gun. Turns on, usual two buttons at the back. You've got a top one to turn it on. Goes red because there's no ball in the breech. Goes green if it's got a ball in the breech. Bottom one turns the eyes off. For this particular exercise we're using a high pressure bottle, which is just a normal 4.5k Kevlar bottle. High pressure. Goes on the gun. And you've got the NT on off, so you turn it so it's flat for the air to run through the gun. I've got the eyes off so we can see if the gun's going to cycle, and it does. So we've got a two-piece barrel, which is an upgrade on the normal rail. So it should have better accuracy. I mean, that is a good looking gun. Yeah, I like it. Cool. Barrel sock on, safety first, as ever. And we're going to be using a rotor. So, to re-clarify, we have got the Proto Maxed Rail as standard, straight out of the box. So it's going to be set on semi-automatic, I think. Yeah, so it's on semi-automatic. We've got a 4.5k Kevlar bottle and a die rotor on the top. Okay, here we are on the air assault field. Basically I've got the Maxed Rail set up as standard, straight out of the box, ready to go. Got it on just straight out of the box, so it's probably going to be semi-automatic. So I've got the barrel sock on. I'm going to shoot. Cool, guns on. Just going to shoot that plane over there. Helps if you turn the hopper on. Pretty ball on ball. Feels a bit clunky when you're shooting. But it's a really easy trigger to get going quick. I like it. So we're probably 25 metres away from that plane, and quite good route. great gun for the market, for the money. I mean, the normal rail's 200, and these are retailing at 270, and you get the on-off ASA, which is the NT one, two-piece barrel, aluminium feed neck. So with this gun, they're really competing with your invert minis, your EFAs. I think people are going to buy it because it feels solid in your hands. It doesn't feel like it's. You wouldn't have thought you paid 270 quid for it, that's for sure. Okay, we're just going to chrono it and see what it's like straight out of the box. Yep. 276, 266, 268, 267, 276, 278, 269, 270. So it's well within sort of legal speed limits. I mean, I personally would turn that up a little bit, obviously. So we've shot the gun straight out of the box. We're going to go back up the top, have a look at the bolt, and also put it on ramping, see what it's like then. Okay, so we've shot the gun. We're now going to have a look at the insides of the gun, mainly the bolt. That's the most important piece of any marker. Just going to make sure and see if it holds a shot. It does. So when you turn your air off, make sure you've shot the shot out of the gun. Okay, then bolt straight out the back. Allen key comes in the set, the largest of them. It's got the eye pipe as well, from like the higher models from the die range, which is a great bit of kit. So basically, when you're shooting, if you break a ball on the bolt, which I'll show you in a second, the bolt will clean straight over the eye pipe. So if you get a ball break in the breech on most normal guns, the paint stays in the bolt and will get around the eyes and can block your eyes, which will then, when you're shooting the gun after that, it can make the gun think there's a ball there when there's not, which means you'll chop more and more paint because the gun will see the ball being there and keep cycling whether the eyes are on or off. On the bolt, the Allen key comes in the set. Just unscrew it at the back. If you use a fluffy or squeegee or something like that, you get the whole bolt system come out the back. So on the bolt, you have when I was talking about earlier on the eye pipe. So as your bolt moves back and forward, which is pushing the paint, your eye pipe sits over here, so that goes down through the eye pipe and cleans where there's the brake beam laser for the eyes. That will clean it if you break paint in it. So with the bolt system, the way it works, this will have a three-way solenoid. So initially, when you're not shooting the gun and it's ready to shoot, it will be pushing the air through these holes, which will be holding the bolt back in position. When you pull the trigger, the solenoid will shoot the air through the back and it will fill up this back chamber, which will push the bolt forward very quickly, obviously, which is what will shoot. Air will shoot down the barrel and the ball will go out the other end. Then when it goes back, it pushes back to the other side. I think a really cool feature on, I think, all the new die guns is the colour-coded O-rings. I don't know if you've ever had a gun where they have like all black O-rings, but if you get them muddled up, it can be a right pain in the arse trying to find which is the right one. So I think that's a real good touch. Good bolt system. So basically, you have the cans, which are these green. On the can, you have these three O-rings on the front, one on the back, and then two on the right on the back piece. So this is if you ever have leaks where it's leaking around the edge of the bolt or straight out the back, they're the ones you're going to change. Let's go a bit inside. These are probably going to have two sear O-rings. Yes, you have the orange O-ring on the inside there, and you'll have one in here as well, the blue O-ring. These are what keep the bolt back and forward. It comes lubed up already. You can't really see it on the bolt, but I can feel it on my fingers. So not much you need to do there. Okay, what we're going to do is put the gun onto PSP ramping with the help of our manual. Okay, in the gun you have 2 dip switches at the top here. What we want to do is put it onto configuration mode. So I need to put the 2 dip switches away from the numbers, so they're both in the on position. You then turn it on, and on the grip here it will flick through all the different colours, and you can cycle through with a pull of the trigger to change the different settings that you want to change. There are 4 settings you can change: trigger sensitivity, dwell, rate of fire and firing mode. My personal opinion on this is never change the dwell or the rate of fire, because if you change the rate of fire, so say you want to make it shoot 20 balls a second or whatever they go to, on this max rail, coincidentally, the maximum on the manual it says it will do is 15.15 balls per second, but I would never ever change them. If you put them onto PSP ramping, it is so quick. You don't need to go any higher than that. So what we're going to do is change the firing mode. So firing mode, we want to change it to the colour yellow. So when you pull the trigger, it will flash and tell you what it's on. 1 corresponds with semi. We're going to put it onto PSP. So I've pulled the trigger 3 times, so it knows now that it's on PSP ramping. I'm going to put it back to its previous mode, so it's on normal mode. So I'm going to move the 2 back, the 2 dip switch back down to 2. That will flick through the colours and let me know it's taking it. I always turn the gun off and on. I'm not sure 100% if you need to, but better to be safe than sorry, you know. And we'll have a shoot on that. Okay, yeah, back again with the maxed rail. We put it on PSP ramping, and I suspect most people will put it on, which is pretty much the berserker mode for most guns. So yeah, good work. What do we shoot at?
Plane.
In between the 2 spots?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, I'm going to aim for every shot to be about there. So we'll see how, well, for one, how my shooting is. And it is a bit windy, I will add. Yeah, so the max rail. We're going to be doing another video on guns to buy on a budget, and I think in terms of cash for bang for buck, really, I think the rail's got to be top of anyone's list. I mean, for these, they're about the 270 mark, £270 that is, just for the marker. But I don't think for any other, I personally wouldn't buy any other electric marker for less money than that, and I think this is a fantastic entry level gun. You get everything you want as standard on an electric marker. So I'm just going to degas it and shoot that shot off, because as I said before, it holds a shot. So in terms of the gun, just to recap, you get everything you want. You get a clamping feed neck, a metal one as well. That's dead important, because especially if you're new to the game, a lot of people have a tendency to over tighten these. Over tighten it on the top here, which means you can one, break your loader if you're using something like a not as reputable hopper as a rotor, and if there are plastic on the top here, you can crack the clamp that goes around it. You get a 2-piece barrel, which just improves the accuracy and gives you a little bit more on the range. You get an on-off ASA, which just makes your life so much easier. So if you're walking out of a game and you want to be able to dump your air off, it's still one shot. You can see it's dead easy just to shoot off that one thing. And it's got the eye pipe, which I spoke about earlier in the video, and that is real cool bit of kit. Out of 10 for the money, I'll probably, it's a solid 8 out of 10, and I mean for 270 quid, can't go wrong. But yeah, if you'd like to buy one, check out the links in the description below, or on our web store, paintballshop.co.uk. I'm David Hodder, and this has been my paintball with a maxed row. Keep an eye out for our next videos. We're going to be doing paintballing on a budget, so if you've got 350 quid to spend and don't know what to buy, we'll be advising you as to what we think is the best. We're also going to be doing a first strike video, so the advantages of first strike, and how much it welts Jack. Hey, look out for him.